Alrighty, guys, welcome to our recorded video about PRV and sales. I have two of my rock stars, newer rock stars, with me today, and I have a list of questions for them to kind of just figure out what they're doing, how they're doing it, what's working in their business. They're both very new to Scentsy, but they're both killing it in the game. So, if y'all want to go ahead and just say your name and maybe where you're from, and then we can get started.
Well, I'm Shaylin and I'm from Russell, Alabama. So,
My name is Abigail and I'm from Nashville, Tennessee.
Yay! So, like I said, they're both killing it with PRV, with their sales. They're both very open to learning. They're very coachable, and that is a big part of our business. I have some questions for them, and I told them just to give me their honest response, and hopefully this helps somebody. So I will ask Shay first, what's your go-to way to get your PRV each month?
um, well, I think that's to like follow up with my customers, but also like I stay consistent in like posting and sharing like what's new and like so people know it's there, they don't forget. So,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Abby?
I try to make engaging posts in my own VIP group in order to be able to get to know my customers a little bit. It helps me know the kind of things that they like. So it kind of gives me an idea of the things that they may like from Scentsy as well.
Okay. And I'm in both of their pages, so both of their groups, and they both are very active. How often do y'all think y'all post a day in there in your VIP groups or your customer groups?
I try to post at least every maybe 2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
I started out like that. I guess I've been kind of slacking. Maybe like 5 times. It depends. But I do follow up with customers personally because I like to have a connection with them. That seems to be working for me.
Yeah, that's a big part. Um, and so it's funny because sometimes when we have newer teamies come on and it's after their lunch party and they're like, okay, what now? And I'm like, okay, this is where you start sharing, where you see, um, because everyone that I have in my front line is in my VIP group, and they're like, okay, what now? And these two have taken the initiative on their own to continue to share and to continue to find posts that sound like them or make them sound like them, and they are always continuously sharing. So we said it during the flash sale, but really there's no such thing as too much sharing because not everyone is going to see your posts, and if they do see it, it's not even going to click. So I know that it's very what's the word I'm looking for? It's very something that may be obvious to people, but the amount that they are sharing to people is really that has set them apart with it. What about parties or I know y'all talked about following up, but what about parties or shopping links? Um, how often are y'all doing those?
So shopping links, I always have one available on my PWS, just because it is super helpful for you as yourself as well, as a consultant to be able to get the products that you want, to make sure that you're not taking away from your commission that you are earning.
Uh, um, for me, like I have personal shopping links. That seems to work better. I've had a few people like host like online like Facebook parties, but some people like to me are liking the personal shopping links better to send to and post themselves.
Okay. Um, What brought you the most PRV last month? So in October, just since we're already in a new month, what brought y'all the most PRV?
Honestly, I think everybody could agree that the sale was definitely a huge hit. Making sure that you were consistent in posting everything that the sale had to offer. But I would say too, just reaching out to everyone before something like that happens is super important because, like we were just talking about, you can't guarantee that they're going to see the post that you make in your VIP group. So reaching out to customers, following up with them has become super important.
That's like my same answer. The
Okay.
sale was huge.
Yeah.
So, and following up.
How many people were y'all reaching out one to one though about the sale? Was it a decent amount, or do you think people were just seeing your post? How do you think they
I
saw that?
I personally message people through text message. I message people through Facebook Messenger. I don't really use Instagram too much just because Instagram is still something that I'm trying to grow my customer base on. But any social media platform or anyone that I know has already ordered Scentsy, I did make sure I reached out to them.
Yeah, I did the same. I definitely contacted like a decent amount because I talk to all my customers. I feel like the genuine connection, like it just works good for me. They love me and I love them. So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, what do you do? Switching gears a little bit, what do you do when sales feel slow or your customer base feels quiet?
I try to remind myself why I started this. So I tell myself at first maybe it was just a little because I thought it would be fun, but because I thought, money is money. There was different reasons why I joined, but in the end, now that I've gotten to where I have gotten, I've learned that this is something that I actually love to do. So it's too late to give up now when you're already knees deep in. Just keep going through and it's gonna get better.
Okay.
mine's just like, just remember to keep showing up, like regardless. Like you keep posting, you stay consistent, and because I've had a few months that like felt really slow. You just stay consistent, you follow up, you keep showing up in your business, and I mean it turns out for you.
Yeah. Um, what kind of content or posts kind of goes hand in hand with this? What kind of content or posts get you the most customer response?
Definitely
My
my
Oh,
sorry. So sorry. Definitely my engagement post. So it doesn't always have to be about Scentsy. Keep in mind, like October, all of October, I did something Halloween, something spooky, something that had something to do with the month of October rather than it just being about Scentsy.
Yeah, fun like engagement posts, those do really good, but also like sharing like personal things like my favorite scent or like warmers in the house, like people like that. So
yeah. Um, So a lot of times people will say things like specifically like with y'all's answers that y'all have a really good connection with your customers. For someone who is just starting out with their business, maybe say they've already done their launch party and they're done with that and they're feeling like things are slow. Shay, we'll start with you. What advice would you give to someone who is struggling to hit that 500 PRB?
well, I was kind of the same way. Like I'm from a very small town and I mean, I don't know a lot of people, so I started out with nothing really. So you just get your customers and I've, I'm on repeat, but you make a connection with them and they love you, they will start referring you to like more people. And so that's a big thing, like for
Yeah,
me, just connection.
for sure.
I was doubtful in myself at first because I felt like my biggest customer base was my family supporting me. So don't let that pull you down. Be brave enough to take your business cards out with you. And when you walk in a gas station, take a scent circle in, take a business card in. And you'll learn that there are strangers that will probably support you better than the people that you think know and love you already.
Yeah. Um, with we have a lot of how do I say this? For someone who feels like they've tried everything. So, like I said, maybe in the same spot like I just said, where they've done their launch party, they're struggling with PRV, they've reached out, they say they've reached out to everyone. Can you think of anything else that they could try, whether it be on social media or not, to grow their customer base?
Kind of like I was just saying, get out and try to do an event. Always have something Scentsy with you that if someone's like, hey, I'm looking for a Scentsy consultant, where you can say, hey, here, look, I can be your Scentsy gal. Let me know if you have any questions for me.
I definitely reach out to like more people. If you think you've reached out to everybody you know,
Mhm.
go farther.
For sure. Yeah, I would say both those things too. Events, and if you feel like you have reached out to everyone, you really haven't. You've got to take that extra step and put yourself out there just a little bit more. Um, what's something you've learned about sales since joining Scentsy that surprised you? Or if is there anything that you've learned with sales specifically in Scentsy that you weren't expecting when you first joined?
I guess I kind of like assumed it would just be convincing people to buy things, like, and I figured that would be really hard, but it's really about connecting with people and like I love Scentsy. So I love to share that with people.
Yeah.
So it's turned out to be like really easy for me.
So it's easier than you thought it was. Okay.
But I'm getting there. I'm still working.
Yeah, absolutely. You're killing it.
I would definitely agree with that. No matter how doubtful you are on yourself, you will definitely see a difference. And anyone can improve in places. So just because you feel like you're not doing good right now does not mean that there is not a future for you.
Yeah.
But wait, I'm not saying that it's like super easy. You have to work for it.
Yeah.
It's up to you if it's easy or not. That's
Right.
what
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean because the our products speak for themselves, right? Like we know that our quality of products is top of the line. We know that. And we know you get what you pay for these days and all the instances. But so that part is what you're saying is easy, like because we have good products and they're easy to sell.
I-
Okay. Because I can agree, like that I agree with, but it's not always easy to show up when you don't feel like or
yeah.
post or, all those things. So I know exactly what you mean. Um, so we've talked about being consistent in your customer group. We've talked about posting on social media. We talked about follow-ups, a lot of connection, one-on-one communication. And I've heard quite a few people, other leaders say that too, is that communication really does go a long way. Could you share maybe your verbiage or what you kind of say? Because a lot of times people get they don't do it because they don't know what to say or they don't know how to go about it. What can y'all both just give me an example of what you would say to maybe who's someone who is not a customer yet, but you have seen is interested in your post, maybe they're in your VIP group, you think they would make a good customer. What would you reach out and say to them?
Maybe just say like, hey, so and so, I've seen that you were interested in this, and maybe offer them to host a party and they could, earn free and half off rewards. Um, just stuff like that. That gets people wanting it. Everybody wants free stuff. So
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that too. That is always my first route that I take is offering them to host a party of their own, and let them know that they could get the product that they have fallen in love with so much that they've seen me posting for free or possibly half price.
Yep. So y'all would both lead with the hosting.
Yeah.
That's interesting because a lot of people will say, "Oh, we have these products or these products." So the fact that y'all both go straight to the hosting, I love that. Because you really are reaching out for them and not what sale you can get, but instead it's how can I help you get these? So I love that. Um, what's one thing, if you could only do one thing in your business every single month to get sales, what would that be?
a follow up for me to just to communicate.
Yeah, when you follow up with people, are you asking about their order? What's your you usually go to with that?
Well, I just say that I'm checking in, asking if they need any refills or anything like that. How were they liking what they previously ordered, and just things like that.
I'm gonna say events. I did my first outside event yesterday, and it was a pretty big success. Definitely satisfied with how it went, knowing that there can be improvement too. But I also met a lot of people. I was able to take a business card with a QR code of my website on it and just hand those around to people, while someone else may be standing over at the table. And that way they know my face and who the owner of this business is rather than just the person who may be there helping you.
Yeah, love that. Um, okay, I think that's all my questions. Is there anything else that you wanted to share, maybe that we didn't cover in our questions? I didn't tell you I was going to ask you that, but is there anything else?
Like you said, like some days like you don't feel like showing up. I feel like a monthly thing would be you want to reach 500 PRV, we'll make that a goal and make no excuses for it.
Hmm.
And that, I mean, you have to show up. You have to do it. You want to reach that, then you have to work for it.
Yeah, non-negotiable, right?
Yeah.
I would say just be brave in your business. Know that no one knows how to run a business. It's all brand new to everyone. Um, you don't have to have any type of schooling to know how to run a business. We are all learning together. So just know that you're not going to be in it by yourself, and there are going to be several people that are going to help you through.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining me. Super easy. Y'all both did great. I'm going to go ahead and end the recording.